The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
Rabbi Yashiv had a daughter. Her name was Eliza. She was married to Rabbi Yitzchak Zilberstein. Rabbi Yitzchak Zilberstein was the son-in-law of Rabbi Yashiv, the brother-in-law of Rabbi Chaim Kanievsky. Rabbi Yitzchak Zilberstein, I just want to parenthetically tell you, if you can go to Eretz Yisrael just to meet him and speak to him, you've never met anybody like him. His smile is so wonderful. He's so warm. And those Kol HaTorah Kuli paskins on every shayla in the world. Try to get to see him. I've seen him numerous times. It's so wonderful to be in his presence. But his wife, after they got married, she no longer was by the home of her parents, Rabbi Yashiv. And she lived in Bnei Brak. The parents lived in Yerushalayim, and they couldn't go back and forth, obviously, often. This was many years ago. And she was a teacher. Now listen to this. And in the teacher's room, every day, the teachers would eat lunch. Everybody had a salad. She washed. Everybody was wondering, every single day she eats bread. Every single day she's benching. And when they asked her about it, you know what she said? She said, because in benching you say the bracha, you say the harachman hu yuvorech avi moiri. Harachman hu yuvorech imi moirasi, my father, my teacher, my mother, my teacher. And she said, when do I get a chance to bless and give cover to my parents? I don't see them often now because now I'm living in Bnei Brak. What a beautiful thing that she wanted to bench just so she could say that harachman and give cover to her father and mother. How beautiful and how special is this? There's a singer in Toronto. His name is Shlomo Simcha. His last name is Sufrin. He's a famous singer. Many people take him for concerts, and they take him to play at Bar Mitzvah Chasanas. A number of years ago, somebody called him and asked if he would play at the Chasana that he was getting married. A Chasan called him, and he asked him, what night are you getting married? He said, Lag BaOmer. He said, okay, fine. And they verbally agreed to a contract and a price or whatever. A couple of days later, after Shlomo Simcha had agreed to play at this fellow's chasna, a very wealthy man called this same Shlomo Simcha. And he said, you've played at my other son's weddings, and now my son just became a chassan, and he's getting married. We'd love to have you come. He said, what night is that? He said, Lag BaOmer. He said, Oy vey, I already agreed with somebody else. He said, what do you mean you agreed with somebody else? You've played for my family the whole time. He said, yeah, but I agreed with somebody. He said, look, whoever the guy is, tell him I'll give him $1,000 to just let you go out of that contract, so to speak, and you sing for me. Shlomo called the guy and said, somebody's willing to pay $1,000 that you should forego our agreement, and I'll play for him because I played for his other children, his other boys. He says, no, I want only you. And we agreed. He went back to the wealthy guy. The wealthy guy said, I can't believe it. Tell him I'll give him $3,000. He called him, Shlomo called him. The guy said no. He said, $10,000. He was going to give him $10,000. It's unbelievable. And finally, when the guy said no, and of course Shlomo wasn't going to change, 10,000 would have gone, to that guy. He said to him, look, I just want to ask you a question. Just tell me. Yeah, okay, I admit that you want me to come. I understand. I'm very honored and I'm very flattered. But I'm not the only singer. Why do you want Dafka me? The guy's ready to give you $10,000. That's a lot of money for a young couple. Listen to what he said. He said, many years ago, my father got very sick when we were all young. He couldn't do anything in the house. He couldn't go out to work. And he could not do anything. And my mother raised us. My mother worked so hard to raise the whole family. And you know something? When I became a chassan, my mother said to me, wouldn't it be nice if Shlomo Simcha could sing at your wedding? And if that's what it meant to her, then I do not want to give that up at all. Because if my mother said that it would mean something special to her, there's no money in the world that I would take to make sure that she should be able to have that enjoyment because she wanted you. Imagine that. What an incredible act of Kibbutz Avayim. He's ready to give up $10,000 just to make his mother happy. How beautiful is that?
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org